Hi guys, this is Pestily and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today we're doing a new player's guide to Woods. If you're new or seasoned player to Escape from Tarkov, you will still learn stuff from this. And I'll be covering the boss spawns for the main boss Shturman, the goons that spawn on the map, also the high loot areas and all the good stuff you can find throughout the map, and also some troubled spots, and of course, where you can spawn in and extract. So, without further ado, let's crack straight into it. Alright, so I'm going to try and give you a general overview of the whole map of Woods before we actually start running around. And the whole idea of how to work this guide is you should be able to follow me around. So if you can find the lake and follow the lake around, this is the RUAF Extract. It's not always available, but it's if it's got the green smoke there, that means it's available. I'm going to just show you this map. This is from Map Genie. I usually use Map Genie, but they're not all up to date anymore. Plus, I don't really need to use maps that much anymore. But when I do explanations, it's easy. So pretty much we're currently sitting over near RUAF, and if you spawn on these ones over here, you will spawn extract on the right hand side of the map. And if you spawn on anything else, including these back ones, you'll extract on the outskirts side. So we are currently at RUAF, and so I spawned on one of these right hand side ones, and therefore we need to extract on the left hand side. That's how the spawns and extracts work. I'll show you how as we go. We're currently at RUAF, and we're going to head up through this way and then down. You'll see it on the map as we go. All right, so RUAF, if the smoke is up, then you can extract from it. It's probably about 70 or 80% of the time it's up. It's up more often than it's not. Let's put it that way. Now, this one big long road here is will lead you to, I always get the name wrong of it, UN Roadblock. It's right at the very end. I'm not going to run down there because it's just going to be us running down the road just so I can show you that you stand next to a wall. So inside those walls right there is the UN Roadblock, and that is an extract that's always open if you spawn on the outskirts side. Halfway down on the right, there is a metal grate wall, kind of like this one, and that's called the factory gate. Now, the only way you can use that extract is if you do a co-op extract. See, it says factory gate co-op, and that was by double tapping O. And that is for you to extract as a PMC with a Scav or as a Scav with a PMC. The only time I've ever used that legitimately is if I've gone in with a mate. I did it with Swagger Souls, I think. If you go in with a mate and then you die on Woods and then you try and Scav back in and you get the same raid, then that's another extract you can use with your mate. You get a lot of fence rep from it, so it's worth doing if you can do it. But generally speaking, the only way to really do it legitimately outside of that is you stand on top of it, and then it will be green for everyone on the map, and then you start shooting bullets into the sky and hoping someone hears it and figures out what it is. But it's rare and in between. All right, this has many names. FOB is what I call it, standard for forward operating base. It's really good for med spawns and food spawns. Early wipe, it is atrocious how many people will be here. You've got all your med bags, you've got crates for medical supplies. There's ration supply crates as well. In offline mode, for some reason, I'm not allowed to pick stuff up or open up crates. So, and then you got all the loose spawns all along the inside here. So there's even spawns. Oh, I missed it. If you go to the back, wait, it's this next one. I'm silly. Sorry. More crates all over the shop. The spawns on the ground here and on this table. And you can even find stuff like LEDXs and that in here. So generally speaking, that is the gist of this area. There's a few quests in Woods that are kind of troublesome. There's one called Capturing Outpost. It requires you to get, I think it's 8 kills now or 12 kills now. I might even have it actually. Capturing Outpost. Let's see if we got it. I do. It's 8 kills now. So this is the area you need to get those 8 kills on in Woods. So just be careful that if you are here later in the wipe, people will be trying to farm you here. And if you see a red flare go off right here, then that's someone trying to draw people in to shoot them from here. So yeah, just be wary of that. But this is a really good loot area. If you can get here without running into too many players, you're going to be laughing. You'll get a lot of your food spawn and your med spawns here. Now, on this rest of the map, there's not really a lot to look for besides hidden stashes. Now, I would say Woods is one of the best maps in the game if you want to make money and not see a single player, if you want to run hidden stashes. Now, there used to be 100% spawn rate, and there was a guy on Reddit who at night time farmed hidden stashes and made 1 billion rubles. So like, just to give perspective, that's how valuable they can be. Woods has the really good loot spawns because it can spawn lead X's and stuff like that. And hidden stashes will spawn all the good armors to all the crappy stuff as well. And if you just loot everything with a big giant backpack, you can actually make absolute bank. Now I'm probably going to get lumber mill out of the way early. Just so you guys can have a good understanding of how it works. And then we'll move to all the other places around the map. So lumber mill right in front of us. This is where Shturman spawns. This is probably the most farmed area of the map because everyone's trying to get their Shturman kills. There's a lot of quests that require you to get Shturman. There's the hunter task, which is to kill him 20 times. There's the woods keeper, which is kill him and get his key. There's hunting trip, which is to kill him with a certain bolt action rifle from a certain distance. And then there's the light keeper task to kill him 15 times. Inside this little shack, there is a violet keycard spawn. There's 3 violet keycard spawns. Definitely check this every time you run past it because you'll make good money if you find it. These little trailers have some jackets in there. It's really good if you want to pick up some jackets. And there are a lot of quests that require you to go into the lumber mill. So if you do have one of those quests, I would highly suggest going later into the raid. So therefore you don't run into all these Shturman farmers. So just be wary of that. So you'll have a quest there. You got to place down clothing down on that little pier down the bottom. There's some Wi-Fi cam you got to put down on the wood stack over there. There's an item you need to find inside that cabin. You need to place down 3 gold chains. You got to pick up an item from the back of this. There's a violet keycard spawn right here. Now these cabins, if you're after food and drink, is really good. So if you blow out your stomach and you need to get food and drink, guaranteed food and drink spawns are in here will make it so you can easily survive the raid. So they're located on the tables and on the floor and in between. There's also jackets in here. There's a safe in this one. They're in here and on here and up the top. There's your safe. Like I said, offline mode always has worse loot spawns, but yeah, so just check all between the gaps in that. You'll find a lot of food. There'll be duffel bags and jackets in there too. That's the lumber mill, pretty much all done. And just understand that it's a very high threat area. So you should only go here to do a specific task or item, get an item or kill, and then leave. Don't hang around here because if you just fumbling about like, oh, I wonder what's over here, you will die. Inside that big warehouse there, also on the left-hand side, there's some shelving. You can get med spawns in there as well, which are actually pretty solid. Now, I'm going to try my best to make it so you don't get lost for me just running through trees. So I'm going to run through the map in a way that should be pretty easy to follow. But just understand that you should try and learn to run through the map just through the trees. Like, okay, I need to walk in this direction, and that will take me to the Sunken Village or to, you know, the med camp and stuff like that, because that will make it a much easier job for you to survive. And one of the best things about woods, whilst if you are seen first, you can get absolutely annihilated. If you do not get killed instantly, to escape and evade in this map is very simple. You just run straight through the tree lines into a direction that's going to be really hard to track, and you can make it out quite easily. Alright, so just on top of there, you can get like gold chains and a bit more food and drink. And this is the way up the mountain, so just be wary that people will be standing. I hate climbing this thing with the vaulting mechanic. It's just easier to jump, but it uses more stamina. Alright. So once you get to the top, if you run down here, on the left there's a weapon crate, and then you can get like Bitcoin spawns down here. Lions, chains, gold chains, cats, horses, parrots, all that stuff. There will be a sniper scav always up here. 100% spawn rate. If you run exactly on this path, you'll get up without having to jump. And he'll spawn right here. So, if you kill him, you can loot him. And if you're trying to farm some sniper rifles up, it works quite well. I'll show you a trick jump that you should learn. Probably a little bit harder to do when you're first starting, but when you get a little bit more experience, it's a really good way to get out of here without having to go back down. What you want to do is you want to sprint in this direction. You want to jump about here. and then you can just jump one more time, or you can even just sprint up it. From there, run, sprint, and jump, and then you can literally go down the other side of here. You can actually go down that spot there as well. But also, if you're trying to do some snipes... Oh my god, how did I fail that jump? The first day, apparently. Alright. This is actually a much better place to snipe from. It's still pretty obvious that you're up here. And I'd be very careful about sniping up here. But if you do want to snipe from the top of this hill, this is a much better spot. You're much less exposed. On that big rock on the left, you're very exposed. And this is just the top of here. So what generally happens is someone will shoot at you, and they'll hit a little bit low. And so it just gives you an opportunity. A lot of people will hunt Shturman from that rock right there. So if you do come up here, you're going to have a lot of trouble trying to shoot people down here, but your objective is to shoot people over this side. And that's about 250 to 300 meters away. So I don't change my zero. So if you do here and press page up on the bottom right corner, you can see the zero change. If you were to set it to like 250, I'd say, and we'll try and hit that little circle on the backhoe. There's a dot just next to it, but just below it, sorry. Well, that might have hit even lower. Hang on. Let's try 300. It's about 300 meters. There we go. Now we can see that dot. So we're hitting just below it. 350 would be... I don't change zeros, by the way. I just aim up. So it's bang on 350 there. So I don't change zeros. So say I was to go 50 meters, I would say, and I wanted to hit that circle, I would just aim probably about there. And pretty much hit it bang on. Yeah, I'm just hitting just to the right of it. And the reason for that is if you're dicking around changing zeros all the time, it makes it very difficult to know exactly where you are all the time. And just I just find it easier to get used to just playing on 50-0 and going like that. But 350 then, so to the top of that, you can use rangefinders as well. That's another option. I don't have one on me. And it'll be about 200 to here. So you don't really need to change your zero. Just aim at Shturman's head. If he's sitting, he likes to sit there, and in this section here. That's one of your best spots for sniping up here, is to try and find him there. Anyway, I can't spend too much time up here. I've got lots to show you guys. And the good thing about being up there, if you're not making much noise and someone tries to come up to kill Sniper Scav or loot Sniper Scav, you can generally kill them and loot them. Because they won't be like ready for you to just stand up and shoot them in the back. Alright, so I'm going to follow this rock pretty much to the left here. There is a weapon crate in there. That used to be an old extract. It used to be the Red Rebel extract for Woods, believe it or not. When Woods was half the size of the map. Now, like I said before, I really would suggest learning the hidden stashes on this map. It's a really, really amazing way to make some good money. I do have a video on that of all 40 hidden stashes. There's probably been more added now. Because BSG added some extra hidden stashes. So just keep an eye out for them. Alright, so pretty much just going to go in a straight line. And you can see the village through the trees. Everything to my right, there's not really a lot there. There is one extract. It's called the Northern UN Roadblock. And I might be able to show you from the rocks. It's... between that rock, see that big rock at the back with that tower? It's just back there. All right. We'll have a little video or something to show you, like a picture-in-picture show you of that. Now, as you can see, this village here, this is where the car extract is. A lot of people sit up on this and this side to snipe people running around here. So just be careful of that. And there's also scavs down here. If you're on a task like Tarkov Shooter Part 1 or 2, this is a really good spot to get those quests done, because the scavs seem to just walk like idiots in the open on the road. And you can get your kills from up on top of this rock. I'm not going to run through all the buildings and show you where all the loot is, because it's pretty obvious. It's in the bags and on the tables and all that. I'm going to run out of time otherwise. I'm just going to keep popping stims. But yeah, if you want to pause the video so you can keep up with me. So yeah, all these buildings on this side are pretty much you're looking for loot like food and tech spawns, I just want to point out one spot that's actually quite decent. Make sure you check this box right here. It's not super common, but it is where you'll find graphics cards. And graphics cards are very valuable right now. If you run all the way down to the road, and there'll be scavs spawning on both sides of this road all the way down to here. So just be aware of that. You don't want to go too far out on that side. You will get shot by the sniper scav. So just be very wary of that. There's also landmines around this map. I haven't told you about that yet. Yeah, so here's the car extract. You run up to here. You pay your money. Don't go anywhere further forward than this tire or even really there. Because the sniper scav will kill you. But village is great for food, killing scavs, and getting some tech items mostly. Not a lot of med spawns there. Now, if we follow this road down, this will take us to the Sunken Village. Now, the one other spot that I didn't show you is the ZB016. As I'm running down this way, I'll try my best to do like a picture-in-picture for it. But pretty much, it's kind of located towards the UN roadblock. You need to have the the UN side extracts, and it's one of the ones that will have to have the green smoke. It's a little bunker. You do need to go there for some quests quite early on. And the best way of finding it is pretty much to try to find like the old railway depot building. It's got like red bricks, and then you got to like run into like towards the plane crash. It's really hard to explain, but I highly suggest loading up either Map Genie or just one of the other maps and peruse around that area a little bit. But when the smoke's on, you'll find it pretty easy. When the smoke's not on, it'll just take you a couple of practices. All right, a little bit disorientated. We need to go down this way. Now, for the Sunken Village, it's one of those areas that I find it really good for killing scavs, not so good for loot. There are some spawns of good loot. So if you go into this building right here, there is, it's like a church half in the ground. I believe you're meant to go in from the other side. I never go in from this side, but inside that little tower at the top, there's some gold spawns. And then there's just some other small spawns throughout this area. It's not anything crazy. I generally just come here if I need to kill scavs. There is a marked circle located. I'm trying to find it right now. Might have run past it. It's just here, I think. There's a marked circle here that it used to spawn gold chains and not really much else. I never saw like bitcoins and stuff. But that marked circle is required for a quest way later on. So it's nice to just know that it exists. And the cultists can spawn in this area. So if you go a nighttime raid, just be careful of the cultists spawning. They will absolutely destroy you. Simply put, they will just destroy you. I've never fought them on nighttime on woods. Customs is my place to farm cultists or shoreline. Woods is just a no-go. They're just too hard to see. They just shoot you way too accurately and from in a way that you don't really have an opportunity to fight back without. Because the way to fight cultists usually is to hide behind cover and let them charge you. And they don't really let you do that. Now this section right here is the scav extract. So if you scav woods, I don't recommend scavving woods at all, but I'm sure people in the comments will say, I love scavving woods. I just don't, I think it takes too long to get to an extract. There's so many other maps that are just, you can grab loot, get out, and make a lot more money. Alright, so for here, there's a couple of crates. There's normally like tech supply crates and that. And then a lot of food and drink spawns up in these top bits. There's like a couple of crates that spawn on the outside that just haven't spawned in this raid. Now this area right here is where the goons spawn. Now the goons are, it's a trio of deadly men. One called Bird Eye, one called Night. What's the other one called? My brain stopped. Night, Bird Eye, the third man. All right, I can't remember. I don't know why my brain's just fried. But they were spawned in this area. If you are going to fight them, and they are here, you want to be fighting them from range, preferably. I like to fight from that rock over there, and then they'll push up and come up to that rock. The other option is if you have a thermal, you can fight them from over this side, and they'll push. You can see them through the trees, shoot them with the thermal, and then they'll push up to you in the open, and they're really easy to kill in the open. As for this section here, you can go down into this little bunker. There's no quests or anything that require you to do that, but oh, there's like a lightkeeper quest way down the path, but it's got a little bit of good loot down there, and it's not a too bad a spot. This is over here is where it gets spicy a lot, and that's because of the there's a table that has a lot of med spawns. I call this USEC Camp, this whole section, whereas other people have different names. So what we're doing is we're following the right-hand side of these lakes up to this section here. Now, there's a lot of spawns on the right-hand side of me that, if you're not careful, you will get blown up by landmines. So, generally speaking, don't quote me on this completely, but if you run uphill, you're usually safe. All right? If you run uphill, you're usually safe, but there is like one spawn that doesn't work for. Now, this is the table that has the LEDXs. And so this is where you'll find people like running at the start of a raid. There's a lot of med spawns. And even if you come in late in the raid, it's worth checking it, because if you find a LEDX, it's gonna make it a better day. All right. These crates here, there's normally one inside here, and there's more normally on the outside as well. And there's a lot of like loose M4 spawns, MP5 spawns, weapon crates. When you run over to the next building, make sure you go around the left-hand side and not the right-hand side. You go around the right-hand side, you'll get blown up. And if you look at like either Map Genie or one of the other maps, it'll show you where those mines are. And it's worth learning, because that's the one where I said if you run uphill, you'll get blown up. So that's the only one that has that. The rest of them, if you run uphill, you're pretty much safe. So yeah, gold chain spawns and all that along the beds here. There's a heap of crates, like supply crates. M4 spawn in the car, I believe. Weapon crate on the back. MP5 spawns as well. Like I remember finding an MP5 over here yesterday. More crates in here to loot. And oh, okay. One of the things that I didn't point out so far, but on these camps, there's these ammo boxes. Now, 855 is not the best ammo, but it's not bad either. Just be understanding that there is a lot of loose ammo on this map that people don't realize the clusters of spawn. So there's one that everyone knows about, or the majority of people know about, which I'm going to show you. But there's other small ones that they only drop like 2 or 3 little boxes, but sometimes they're like the best ammo in the game. So, all right, now, if you're trying to get to Outskirts in the safest way possible, I would recommend running across the road and then going down that way, and then kind of following the fence down. We're going to cut across. I want to show up here. If you're in the USEC camp that we're just in, just be wary that people will snipe at you from over here. And also, if you go around the back of this rock, if you go on top of here, there's an M4 spawn that is fully modded out, like a fully modded M4. It's the same one as the barter trade for like the 2 pro kills or the whiskey/vodka. It's a very decent M4. Now, as we run in a straight line, slightly to our left as we run straight down, there's what we call Dickhead Rock. That's the big sniper rock with the sniper on top of it, and the lumber camp right there. All right. The last and final violet keycard spawn is located in this car up ahead. In the doorway right here. Spawns right there. So keep an eye out for that one. There's a couple of filing cabinets and some loose spawns in there. And then on this side, you've got... So when I said that you run down that like tree line there, and then you go behind these rocks, and then you'll see the fence. It's easy if I run over here. So that fence there. So when you run around down that way, behind those two rocks, and you'll see the fence. If you go too far, you'll get blown up by landmines, so just be wary of that. And then Outskirts Extracts are on this side of the map. I want to show you what I call the Silencer Shack or Scope Shack. A lot of people call it whatever they want, but this is what we always called it. And it's located just over here. I'll pop another stem because I hate being always puffed. So, a lot of food and drink spawns on here. So if you're struggling for food and drink, your stomach's been blown out, that's where you want to go. On here, you will find nearly always 1 to 2 valuable sites and 1 to 2 valuable suppressors. For example, this is probably worth about 60,000. A Validate's probably worth about 50k. You can also get shift Fortis grips. Sugar at the moment is worth 100k. Like, this is offline mode and the loot's crap. And there's probably 200,000 rubles just there. All right, so just to get perspective, you should always check this. Not to mention, now offline mode's going to treat me like shit. If you check here in online mode, maybe I'll get my my editor to quickly do a couple of online runs and sprint here to get the footage for you. But we're talking 995 ammo, like 100 995 ammo. You can get the Lapua ammo, AP. Like, you can get all the best ammos in the game right here, and there's probably usually about 4 to 6 boxes of ammo, and about half of them will be the best ammo in the game. So this is the one everyone knows about, and then there's other small dribs and drabs throughout the map that are very similar. I might put some YouTube shorts out for it, but I am planning to do like an ultimate loot guide of the entire maps, detailing all the loot in every single area. When I plan to do that after I finish all the map guides. That's the next lot of guides I want to do. So hopefully I can get that out over the next, or start filming that over the next few weeks. We've got one more map to film after this one, and then we're going to be grinning. Now, if you're going to go to Outskirts from the suppressor shack, I'd run around the left-hand side and up until where you get towards the landmines, and then run around the back of that rock towards the Outskirts. I'm not going to run to Outskirts. I want to show you ZB014. And that's another extract on this side. If you want to get scav kills from range, this is another really good spot. You can sit up on those rocks if you want to shoot them from like 200 plus away, or up on the hillside here, you'll easily get your distance for killing scavs if you're doing like Tarkov shooter. But yeah, sometimes you'll have anywhere up to like 5 to 10 scavs spawn in this area, and they'll be in the tree line on this side as well, right in front of me. Now ZB014 is over here. This is also an extract for us. Also, if you see the bridge extract being red like that, it means someone's already taken it. Now, there's only 2 keys for this map to worry about. Key number 1, ZB014. You do have to go here early for a Jaeger task to place down some water and an Iskra. There is some half-decent loots in here, but inside here, you'll find 60-round mags. Offline mode won't want to deliver, but 60-round mags can spawn in here on the ground, which is needed for ice cream cones to prep a task. And then you literally go here to extract. Now, the only other key is the Shturman Stash Key. Now, it's located in the middle of the map, and the loot can be anywhere from a Red Rebel, which is a very valuable melee weapon, which is this one right here, to a lot of stream items spawn in there, ammo, SVDs, M4s. It's a big crate that you have to unlock. You get the key from killing Shturman. If you do decide to unlock it, make sure you've already like fully cleared the players in the area, and then you start sprinting out, because if you do get that Red Rebel, it sells on the flea market for quite a lot, and I wouldn't want you missing out on the opportunity to make bang from that. Besides that, that pretty much covers everything for woods. It's one of those maps that I usually tell people to learn if they just want to make some money and get out. Highly recommend using that car extract a lot. You want to get to max fence rep, which is 6.0, as quickly as possible, because it makes your scav loot way better every time you spawn in. You go from spawning in with like no armor, no helmet, shitty gun, to like armor, helmet, contacts, a half decent gun, and 5 to 10 items inside your like backpack and that. So yeah, just to give you perspective, the Red Rebel sells for about 5 million. and Shturman Key. I think it's about a 1 in 20 chance to get it. So yeah, if you're really keen, it costs you about 5 million keys to farm it, but you'll be able to get a lot of loot doing it that way. I have done videos in the past where I've looted the Shturman Stash 100 times to see what the loot's like. It's probably changed from now. Because there's like what's called a map loot multiplier, and BSG can be like, oh, we want to make a map have a little bit better loot, and they're like, change the loot multiplier from like 1.2 to like 1.3, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, I'm finding so much more loot on this map. And even though it's only a small change, it just means that more loot is spawning in as a whole. It's all hidden in the code in the game. People data mined it, so I don't know the values myself, but it's obvious. Like a map like Streets, it's obviously a much higher one because you find loot everywhere. It's like completely filled. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know this is a map that's been around for a long time, but I'm trying to update all my map guides to help the newer players get to Escape from Tarkov, so hopefully they stick around more and enjoy it more. But we are doing all the map guides. I'll be doing loot guides for every map, and then I'll probably end up finishing up with other tips and tricks and PvP and stuff in that. But at the moment, we're finishing up. Last map guide is Lighthouse, and then from there I'll be filming all the loot stuff, which I have a lot to film. So I won't ramble on anymore. If you've enjoyed the content, please subscribe. Help us get to the 1 million subs. Like and comment to the YouTube algorithm. If you know anyone new to Tarkov, share my new player playlist, please. And lastly, guys, I'll see you next time.